Hey guys. Um, I was thinking for a little while, and I've realized a lot of people aren't exactly happy, you know? Like, you could be doing all the things that you think would lead you to success and that would make you happy and all that, but sometimes you're just on the grind and you're sad. You're just not enjoying the grind. You still do it because you're like, well, that's what everybody else says, just Andrew Tate, discipline is all that matters, you don't have to like it, do it anyways. And yeah, it's important to be able to do something that you don't like, but it's definitely a plus to enjoy it. So, this is what I found that's really helped me start to enjoy my life. Even when I'm doing things that I don't particularly like, I'm still a happy guy through and through. It wasn't always like this though. Like a while ago, I was just kind of like, I was either neutral, angry, or sad. For me to be happy, something good would have to happen. And let's be honest, good things aren't always going to happen to you. It's not going to be like consistently on a day-to-day basis that something happens to make you happy. Which is why take matters into your own hands, like I did, and be happy anyways. All right, screw them. Screw what life does to you. All right, you're going to be happy anyways. Fuck life. Don't do that. But what I did, right, was just force yourself. Because if you got nothing to make you happy, then just be happy anyways. But that's easier said than done. How do you just be happy? A lot of us can't do that. Well, you can. You just weren't told how to, which you should have been. What I do is just smile for long enough, right? Like me, let's say right now I'm in kind of like an upbeat mood. I practiced this earlier today and it helped, but like it's kind of worn off. I would just force a smile for like a couple seconds, like, like I'm just talking for a little bit, I'm smiling, and I'm already feeling better, right? Now that sounds scripted as fuck, so you're gonna have to take my word on it. Dino wants to get outside, but me just doing that for like a couple seconds really does make me feel better, and I've done this in public too. People might like, if you start thinking to yourself that you look weird smiling, anybody who thinks you look weird because you're smiling in public, they don't matter to you. You don't gotta worry about their opinion. If they think you're weird for smiling, that person doesn't matter to you. All right, that's not your problem if they think you're weird for it. If anything, they're the ones who need to smile because they're judging a man for being happy. That's the deal. But just do that for a little while. You might not think it works. I think it works better if you believe that it does. Even if it doesn't, though, you can just like walk around like you're smiling. I'm lying to myself, man. I hate myself. I'm so upset. Why am I doing this? And before you know it, you're already feeling better. while you're talking shit about what's making you happy, it's making you happy. So, yeah, man, just try that. Do that in public for a little while. Works out great. Especially when you're like gonna talk to somebody. Because like sometimes I'm gonna talk to someone, I'm feeling a little nervous, I don't really want to talk to people right now. I just force a smile for a couple seconds, like already feeling better about it. So that's what I do, right? Something else you could do, gratitude journaling. This is really basic. You've probably heard this like 1,000 times. I have a little book. Let me find it. Hardcut. I've got this little notebook right here, right? Picked it up from like Dollar General or something, just like tiny little notepad, right? What I've got inside of it is right here. Every single day, I write down something for gratitude. You can't see it because it's all mirrored, but I would just fill one of these smaller pages with something that I'm grateful for. Like, let me do something right now. I'm grateful for this sticker, right? I passed a test in my English, and my English teacher, he's kind of weird. He passes out little stickers that you can use on your notebooks, and sometimes I take one and I just put it on my books. Shut up, I'm not gay, I'm not girly, you are. So I'm grateful for this because sometimes I'm looking at it, I'm about to open my journal, and I'll look at that and it just kind of gives me like a little boost, it's like, oh shit, it's peanuts. There's my gratitude. You can do that every single day, maybe not even, just if you're not used to doing it, maybe every other day, whenever you get the thought to do it. And I'm not gonna say make it like a task every day. If you don't want to do it every day and you're like, oh, that sounds so annoying, just do it when you feel like. And do it for a few days, feel like how it changes your experience. And eventually, you're gonna want to do it, you know? It's not really gonna be like a task. I feel like if you look at it as a chore, then you'll want to do it less. But really, if you just do it because you recognize the benefits that it gives you, and you're like, I'm probably gonna feel a lot better today if I do this in the morning, and I like doing it. It's really enjoyable once you actually get used to it and you start liking it. It's a lot better of like a hobby. It's almost like a hobby. That's kind of like a weird autistic looking hobby. You know, they're like, oh, what do you do for fun? Oh, I write things that I'm happy for. You sound a little stupid to some people. But then again, the same people who think you're stupid for that are pretty stupid themselves and don't care about them, you know? So that could be like a good little hobby, just to think about things that make you happy. Because obviously, that makes you happy. This video is basically just about like Joymaxxing. Yeah. Have you guys heard of that term? I don't know if it's like too popular, but Joymaxxing is like a big thing that I've been seeing on the internet. And oh yeah, other point. Don't go on the internet so much. It's not good for you. I'm spent a little while just not being on the internet at all. Starting to get back into it, kind of bad. Probably shouldn't. So yeah, man. Just focus on being happy. I feel like a lot of people, they focus on success too much and they tie their success to their happiness. And obviously succeeding should make you happy, but that shouldn't be the deciding factor on what makes you happy, you know? If you're happy either way, you could fail at like anything and you're still happy, you know? Be like, dude, you just lost like, I don't know, let's say you're like a multimillionaire. Let's say you just lost like a $500,000 deal. Why are you so happy? I'm like, because life's good. Why the hell not, you know? Now that kind of circles back to the start of the video. Your mind's entirely your own. You can focus on how you feel, you know? It's the same thing with the smiling. You could just force yourself to say like, hey, I'm happy right now. Don't even bother thinking about what's making you unhappy. That's for later. That's for when you're actually trying to solve it, right? If you just think to yourself, I'm happy, fully believe it. Like force yourself into believing it. You could say like, oh man, but this girl doesn't really like me right now. I'm kind of in a bad spot with my friends. Those are valid reasons to not be happy, but you don't want to not be happy. So don't think about that, you know? Don't give yourselves reasons to be sad, you know? If you want to be happy, give yourself reasons to be happy. If you think about it, your brain will give you some, and eventually you'll be happy, you know? I'm kind of running out of things to say. I don't want to yap for too long, so I'm going to leave it here. I hope you guys use some of these things that I mentioned, but I hope you guys have a good day. All right? Bye.